let's talk about some calls of the day. Joe, there was a period of time, probably 2-3 months ago, where we talked about a stock like Applovin almost every day. Because it was the epitome at that time of the momentum trade in the market.
Yes.
Up huge almost every day.
Yes.
And then when those stocks and that factor really fell back to earth, that was sort of one of those that was leading the charge. Well, today it was reiterated Outperform at Wedbush. They say they expect the phenomenal growth to continue and believe the company is motivated to prove the naysayers wrong. Probably a big short interest in this name, I would imagine. We can look that up if we can, but what do you say now?
So you're right about that. The interesting thing is when you study momentum and you observe it over different time frames, this still has a very strong momentum signal over a 12-month period. And you're talking about a stock that's still up greater than 250% during that time. So point of entry is always important. I know people say, no, it's not. Tell me where you go from here. I'll do that in a second. But let's remember, we entered this stock last July at $76. So we have a lot of room for error. That being said, the fact that the options market is implying that on May 7th, after earnings, you get a 20% move, I don't like the viewers, if you don't have a position, owning that type of extended volatility. That's just way too much volatility to incur. And the other thing that I see as we look forward is this has been one of the reasons why we've owned it besides momentum has been the revenue growth. It's been growing 35, 40% revenue growth on a quarterly basis. Well, guess what? That's going to begin to cliff. You're going to see the deceleration as you move through 2025. Your numbers are going to look like 30, 22%. And ultimately, as you get down to the last quarter, you're talking about upper single-digit revenue growth. So that's not a good outlook. So yes, we have the position, and we have the position because we prioritize different time frames of momentum, and 12-month momentum is really important. But for the viewers, if you don't own the stock, there's too much volatility, there's too much friction in what might be coming fundamentally. I would just sit back, see what happens after earnings.
I did a quick look. It's a 5% short interest. So it's like massive, but It's like, it gives you an idea, though, about how people are thinking about a name like this, which has had unbelievable growth in the market. Doesn't really represent itself on the chart because it's a different story year to date than it was last year. But you get the point, I think. Costar, market perform at Citizens today. That's a year stock, Carrie.
Yes, so Costar has been moving forward in a positive way on the commercial real estate business, where they have the best website and best information platform for commercial real estate in the world. And it's bottom commercial real estate. It's starting to improve. Their apartments.com is doing better, but homes.com, where they're spending a lot of money, is struggling. And that's what's weighing on the stock. There are signs that things are beginning to improve, but that's what's happening today. We're just seeing fear about mortgages during a recession, if there is going to be one. And so we think Costar stock it's really being hit too hard, and we think it's attractive at this price.
Yeah, the housing market is a freeze right now. Cheniere, Jimmy, downgraded. Peer Perform, Wolf. Shares are up 45% in 1 year.
Stock's been just a home run. I mean, actually for far longer than 1 year. So if you're going to downgrade it, I can only assume it's on price. It does trade on 19 times this year's earnings. I wouldn't sell it. I'm not going to sell it. Here's why. This is all about exports of LNG, liquefied natural gas. The rest of the world wants it. The U.S. has it. Regardless of what happens with trade deals, we're going to be exporting it, and Cheniere is going to be benefiting
What's the year to date? Give me a year to date.
Year to date is up 6.2%.
All right, so overall markets, I was going to say, you'll take that in a down tape, big time.
I'll take it.
I'll take it in an absolute tape over 4 months.
Yeah, exactly. What, you need it.
I need it.
Yeah, you do.
We all need it.
Spotify, Joe. So this was a name that Baruch bought a few days ago. Yep. Then they had earnings. The stock went down a bunch. It's rebounding now. It's up 4 1/3%. The price target goes at J.P. Morgan to $670 today.
Well, it's the analyst community that's saving the stock today, and that's why you're seeing the dramatic rebound. I think the 12-month price target is $656. A lot of people coming out and emphasizing an overweight on it. The question here is, do you ultimately believe this has the same recession resiliency that Netflix does? A lot of people have said, well, okay, this potentially is the Netflix of the music industry. They certainly are delivering. There certainly seems to be a consumer that wants to continue to utilize the product, and we are maintaining our position.
Ray J got downgraded to neutral at B of A. That's yours too. Slowing organic growth.
You think asset management community obviously struggling in an environment where you have this mercurial nature surrounding the tariffs, elevated volatility, and really a roller coaster ride in the equity markets that ends up to nowhere.
Okay.